Oh, you did?
Still had one.
Well, there's Dad wandering around.
Okay, here we are in, I always have to narrate on this. Here's the cake that I made. Thank you, Christy. There's Christy and Nikki. Woo, close up.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, it's Mama's birthday. There's Mom and Artie. Craig's tendon bar.
My brain.
Kids learning bad habits.
Drive down the highway like this, too.
But you're so gorgeous. Here's Artie eating. Look at all that food. Hello, there's Sean. What are you doing, Jack? Hello.
Let's watch Jack get into the Napoleon.
Are you eating? What are we gonna? Shall I? Oh yeah, let's look at this thing. Oh, this was so good. Artie made that. It doesn't look like it did before.
That's too small to be a real camera, isn't it?
No, that's a real camera.
That's not. I don't believe you.
Look at this. This is
Nice fake job.
Wow, yeah, I had some. It's great.
I'll show you the piece de resistance.
Carol said it's better than sex, but I told her she hadn't had sex lately.
The mystery.
Oh yes. Mmm. Look at that.
You stepped in before.
Oh, there's Dad.
Hello, hello.
Hey, I can reach it
Lovely face. I'm getting dizzy. Yeah, I mean, this is really going to be pretty bad. Let's see what story Daddy's telling. Okay, come on, you guys. Play me something.
I can do it.
And they call it
blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Yes, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Does that mean she's dragging out her elephants again and like shining up those butts?
Yeah, I bet you that makes us trump card. We decided that we're going to get together and just kind of do a thing. People are going to do their favorite mom stories. And we've talked to the folks, and we welcome you all. Welcome to the Elmerick Follies #1. Do you have anything you want to add to the beginning of the...
No.
None of this is planned.
Not planned.
Good answer! Yay!
Not pre-rehearsed.
Yeah, the girls did some practice. That was excellent. Of course, they've done the show once before. And so Chrissy will start off with one of her favorite stories since she's been working on this longest.
What is that? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah,
What
a whole bunch of
story?
stories.
Oh, a whole bunch of
A
stories?
whole bunch of stories. Yeah, you can tell them.
Well, I don't know. Dad said he'd leave if I told all the jokes that I said I was going to. Did y'all hear that Dad asked Mom what she wanted for her 47th anniversary? She said, "Hon, you just can't put a price on that amount of misery." Anyway, no, really. Yeah, he's teasing her all the time about her memory. I hear it all the time, you know, even though she has to finish the stories that he starts, she doesn't do it in the right way. And he's even named it something. He calls it her CRS disease. Can't remember shit. But I really think that this is the secret to their 47 years of marriage, because every time she goes to bed, she thinks she's with someone new. Anyway, no, actually, Mama's memory is good in some ways and bad in others. So, I mean, she remembers to call all of us on our birthdays. Come on, no matter how old you are, does Mother call you on your birthday? Yes,
Remember how old you are.
She just got, yeah, well, that's it. Listen, she tells me the other day, she goes, "Happy birthday, honey." She goes, "Gosh, you know, I always remember the day, but how old are you?" And I thought, you know, Mom's going to be 70. I think I'm going to pull her leg, because she does this backwards figure, you know. So I said, "Mom, you know, this year I'm 32. And she goes, "Golly, you know, that makes Francis 36. That makes Colleen 41. That makes Kitty 44. All y'all remember, I can make you older like that." Anyway, do you hear that Mom and Dad are spending the summer down in, the winter down in Chuckalissa? They were out in the boat fishing the other day, kind of taking it easy, and all of a sudden a little frog hopped up on the side of the boat, looked at Mom and said, "Hey, if you give me a kiss, I'll make you the world's greatest lover." Mama looks at her, Dad looks at her, and she snatched that frog and put it in the bait box. Dad said, "What on earth did you do that for? Why didn't you kiss it?" Mom says, "Hell, at my age, I'd rather have a talking frog." Jokes I wrote for your birthday, but...
Yay!
So, who's next? Is that you? That was cool.
We're going to kind of do little stories of what our favorite mom moments were, and one of them that I remember real well. Okay, we're at the house in Berkeley Drive. Carol's downstairs ironing, which is a miracle. Mom had this thing, and she was after everybody to do something. Now Artie was gone, and I was supposed to clean up my room while Star Trek was on, and nothing happens while the whole world stops when Star Trek, you know. And I am laid out in front of the TV like this on my arm, and Mom had been screaming all day for me to get my room cleaned up, which very rarely ever happened at the teenage years, you know.
Gabe needs to hear this.
So all of a sudden, I look back, and we hear this noise. It's thump, 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 boom, 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 boom. And I turned around, leaned over my head, and here comes Mom over the couch with my shoes in her hand, and she went, bam! Pick up your own! And Carol and I just broke out laughing. I mean, I'm laid out, and this sort of took all the wind out of Mom's sails. You know, she just kind of went off in a huff, you know. And Carol says, faster than a speeding bullet. And we couldn't talk for about 15 minutes, because here I'm laid out flat. Okay, we're going to have other folks, and there's like no schedule, so people are going to have to come up on their own and come up and say, you know, little mom stories. So.
I remember one of the things, one of my fondest memories is the summers that Mom. Of course, a lot of you were not old enough to remember this, but Carol will. The summers, Mom would open up the garage. She'd open up the garage and she would turn it into an art class. All the kids in the neighborhood would come, and Mom would teach us all how to draw.
I remember
Teach
that.
us all the, you remember that, Ma'am?
Yeah.
All these principles of drawing and everything. It was just wonderful. I mean, we did it several summers in a row when I was growing up, and that was just so much fun. I really enjoyed that, and I know all the kids in the neighborhood really enjoyed those times too. And then, Carol, do you remember the summer Mom, well, actually, she taught Grandma into doing this, permed our hair? That was one of my most, it started at the beginning. It was the only good thing about it was that Grandma came in June, permed our hair in June. We weren't able to comb our hair until about September. I said, never again. And then, let's see, it was in Jessup. I'm not sure who Mom was yelling at this time. Was she yelling at you or me? Probably. It was in the kitchen. Remember? Okay, she's in the kitchen yelling. Suddenly, this flying projectile out of the mouth, all the way across the room, down her teeth. We all just broke up.
Yeah, he kept on yelling. That was the thing. She never broke a beat. So that you know, didn't even rinse them off. Just threw it back in the mouth and kept on yelling.
Was she yelling at you?
I was there. You did that.
Come on, your turn. That was my story. I was going to tell the two stories.
Just make up one then.
Yeah, I told everybody to lie. If you don't have a story, lie. That's all right. At this point, Mom won't remember.
And we'll all say, we were there. I remember that.
Got that memory that I did. My best memory, yeah, be careful, is Artie and I getting into all kinds of mischief, and it seems like Leo was always the brunt of our pranks. We used to put him, we had a big oak tree in the backyard, and we used to put him up there. He was about, put him up with this high branch and leave him. And come in the house for lunch or whatever, and Mom would say, "Where's your brother, Carol?" "Oh, we put him in a tree." "Go get your brother out of the tree." And one summer we were playing Cowboys and Indians a lot that summer, and I had learned how to make a hangman's noose. So much fun to make these hangman's nooses, and all the kids in the neighborhood want to know how to do it. And so we decided to use the hangman's noose, and who better to use it on but Leo? We threw the rope over the tree, put the rope around Leo's neck, and hold him up in the tree, hanging him. And his alarms and lights were just going. Mom sticks her head out the kitchen door and says, "Cal, get your brother out of the tree." Yeah, this big old rope burner around his neck. "Don't you know you're not supposed to hang your brother?"
It went away about the time the Adidas.
And Artie had this doll. It was life size, and we took the hair off the doll. It was not that big. Yeah, it was as big as the doll. Same size as the doll was. And we took the hair off the doll and put it on Leo, put a dress on him, and painted his fingernails bright red. When Mom saw him, she about had a cow. Daddy took him downstairs and used gasoline to get the fingernails off.
He used the drill. and a metal brush and wire.
That's about all I can remember.
In places other than Leo. I remember the house in Ashebula, the first house, not the old one. And it was a night Mom and Dad went out and left Artie and Carol babysit the whole crew. And they decided to play hide and go seek. Well, they hid me in Leo's closet up on the shelf. and left me for 4 hours. And Mom and Dad, they were all in bed. Mom and Dad got home and they came in and they checked beds and finally they went and woke Carol and Artie up and says, "Where's Kitty?" And they looked at each other and, "Where's Kitty?" Well, we were playing with her. We know she was here. And they went and I was asleep in the top of the closet. Oh, no. The other story, I remember a lot about Ashtabula. It's funny because I was 10 when we left, but I remember Mama pregnant with Francis and living in the old house over on Harmon, and Colleen being such a stinker and giving Mama such a hard time while she was pregnant with Francis because Mama was very slow moving. She was almost into, she was 39 and she was going slow because she was so pregnant. And Colleen made, you'll remember this one, Colleen made Mama mad and Mama chased her around the living room, the kitchen and that old living room with the green furniture with the fringe on the bottom.
I remember running.
And she finally caught her in the kitchen and couldn't hold her to spank her. So she sat on her. Her whole 400 pounds of pregnant weight sat on this child and got the wooden spoon and beat her.
I was all standing around crying. It was terrible to spank anybody in our house. Everybody else was crying.
And the other story involved Leo, and this was a good case of I'm bigger than you, but I'm going to let you discipline me because you're my mother. And Leo had made Mom mad, and he was outside. And so she picked up the handiest weapon, which was a plastic croquet mallet. Plastic has a little wooden stick. And she started chasing him. Well, Leo is 6'2" and running around the yard going, and Mom was cussing and swinging this croquet mallet and bopping him on the top of the
Don't hurt yourself, Mom.
Since we got our wires crossed, I thought that this was supposed to be not stories about Mom,
Well, it doesn't have to be.
but a tribute to her. So my children want to do something. Oh, yes, a picture of that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
look at the dog. Look at the wall. It's okay.
Go ahead, baby. You had this practice. Come on, don't.
Terry's gonna do it.
It'll take you longer if you don't.
Well, they thought of a song they wanted to sing to you. They said that you had already sung to them, and they wanted to bring you back by singing it to you.
What?
Thank you. Okay, ready? One, two. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Little rabbit foo-foo hopping through the forest. Come on, guys, don't make me do something. Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Little rabbit foo-foo hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and popping them in the head. And down came the good fairy. Come on. And she said, little rabbit foo-foo, I don't want to see you, scooping up the field mice and popping them in the head. I'll give you 3 chances, and then I'm going to turn you into a goony bird. Rabbit foo-foo, hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and popping them in the head. Look at Jerry. And she said, little rabbit foo-foo, I don't want to see you, scooping up the field mice and popping them in the head. I'll give you 2 more chances, and then I will turn you into a goony bird. You gotta sing now. Little rabbit foo-foo, hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and popping them in the head. Down came the good fairy, and she said, little rabbit foo-foo, I don't want to see you, scooping up the field mice and popping them in the head. I'll give you 1 more chance, and then I'll turn you into a goony bird. Little rabbit foo-foo, hopping through the forest, scooping up the field mice and popping them in the head. And down came the good fairy, and she said, little rabbit foo-foo, I don't want to see you, scooping up the field mice and popping them in the head. I gave you 3 chances, and now I'm gonna turn you into a Goonie bird.
I think as far as my life has gone, my determination and my not willing to give up I got from Dad, which is, I don't know if that's been detrimental or not, but my love of reading, and I hope my gentleness toward my patience I got from my mother. And I still like to read the poetry. I've got 2 that I wanted to read that were my favorites. My favorite poet is Eugene Field, and the first one is Little Boy Blue. The little toy dog is covered with dust, but sturdy and staunch he stands, and the little toy soldier is red with rust, and his musket holds in his hand. The time was when the little toy dog was new, and the soldier was passing fair. And that was the time when our little boy Blue kissed him and put you there. Now don't you go till I come, he said, and don't you make any noise. So toddling off to his trundle bed, he dreamt of his pretty toy. And as he was dreaming, an angel song awakened our little boy Blue. Oh, the years are many, the years are long, but the little toy friends are true. How faithful to little boy Blue they stand, each in the same old place, awaiting the touch of the little hand, the smile of the little face. And they wonder, as waiting these long years through in the dust of a little chair, what has become of our little boy Blue since he kissed them and put them there.
Oh, I haven't heard that in years.
That's one of my favorites. And the last one is The Duel by Eugene Field. The gingham dog and the calico cat side by side on the table sat. 'Twas 12:30, and what do you think? Nor one nor the other had slept a wink. The old Dutch clock and the Chinese plate appeared to know as sure as fate there was going to be a terrible spat. I wasn't there, I simply state what was told to me by the Chinese plate. The gingham dog went bow wow wow, and the calico cat replied meow. The air was littered an hour or so with bits of gingham and calico, while the old Dutch clock in the chimney placed up with his hand before his face, for it always dreaded a family row. Never mind, I'm only telling you what the old Dutch clock declares is true. The Chinese plate looked very blue and wailed, oh dear, what shall we do? But the gingham dog and the calico cat wallowed this way and tumbled that, employing every tooth and claw in the awfulest way you ever saw. And oh, how the gingham and calico flew. Don't fancy I exaggerate, I got my news from the Chinese plate. Next morning, where the two had sat, they found no trace of dog or cat. Now some folks think that on this day a burglar stole that pair away. But the truth about the cat and pup is this. They ate each other up. Now what do you really think of that? The old Dutch clock had told me so, and that is how I came to know. There was one other poem I really wanted to do, and I was practicing with Christy, and she told me I sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to do it. It's the Puzzle Dutchman. And since I do it so poorly, I wanted Mom to come up and do it.
Yay!
I've got it here for you.
I think
Oh,
so.
she probably knows it by
Do you know it by heart?
If I could, let me look at it though, just in case I forget.
Nobody can do it like you.
I'm a broken-hearted Dutchman and it's filled with grief and shame. I tell you what the trouble is, I doesn't know my name. You think that's very funny, eh? When you that story here, you will not wonder half so much. It was so strange and queer. My mother, she had 2 little twins. They was me and my brother. We looked so very much alike, no wonder which from the other. One of the boys was Jacob, and Hans was the other's name. But then it made no difference. We both got called the same. Well, one of us got dead. Ja, my dear, very so. And whether it's Hans or Jacob, my mother, she doesn't know. And so I'm in the troubles, and I can't get it through my head. Whether I'm Hans what's living or Jacob what's dead.
Who wrote that poem?
This is Mom gave me the book. It's
I never knew
the part I really.
The sewer peas which you rolled up and threw our meat.
And the vegetables that Christy stuck up in the door handle.
That was a good idea.
That was she and Carol.
Oh, we did that one day.
No, Mom and Dad were gone, and she and Carol
We
started
don't have a
singing.
Carol, okay.
Chuckle bunny fight.
No, Colleen and I made ice cream at that time. We had ice cream
Not as bad as it appears when it's glass
We had to explain it to Carol.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Can you just play the chorus we can sign up?
Yeah, in the bottom of the pool. Is there an adult out there?
Yeah.
As a love I'm in, I know not it. I sink or swim, I lean my back against an oak, thinking it was a trusted tree, but first it bent and then it broke, just as my love falls to me. Love is gentle and love is kind, love is the sweetest flower. When first it's new, but love grows old and waxes cold and fades away like the morning dew. The water is wide, I cannot get over. Neither have I the wings to fly. Give me a bow that can carry two, and both shall roll right up and down.
Board the boat on, and all I found was a stick that was about this big. It was a 2x4, and unfortunately we hadn't tied the lines quite tight enough to keep us right at the dock, so I put it across from the dock onto the boat and walked across it once. I said, see, this is great, see, and I walked back, and they were like, yeah, sure, you know. And then I got on it again, and the wind just shifted and blew the boat out, and I fell down in between the boat and the dock. And all along, it's kind of amazing. It just happened to be in the right spot, but all up and down the piers there were big chunks of wood stuck in, and at all different types of angles. But where I happened to fall in, there was nothing. And none of us could really swim much. I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of time practicing swimming, so, you know, I go under, and I managed to come up somehow or another, and Mom leans over the edge where she was sitting. She hadn't moved. I mean, you know, I might have been dying, you know.
She had lots of other kids, Leah.
And she said something real simple like, Leo, and I said, see, I told you I could swim. And they took me out of the water. That was it.
I gotta tell a boat story.
Boat story. Well, come on up, come on up.
Well, I can tell from here.
No, because they got the cameras, and we're going to try to copy this stuff, so you got to walk to the front.
Well, I'm sure Carol's got some boat stories, so think of a good boat story. This is the one where we were out, you know, from the land. We can still see land. We're just tooling on really nice. Suddenly this little gust of wind comes up and brings with it this swarm of bees. And I'm on the tiller. And Carol's having a hissy. I mean, this girl is really upset.
Great
Well,
big bees.
Big bees.
Yeah,
And
big
Dad just came, everybody's just really going crazy. And Dad says, everybody be really still. Well, the whole time Mom's sleeping. She never woke up. She was asleep in the den. They were all over her. Never stung her. Carol went and hid in the bathroom.
She took
called
me
the head.
with her. She protected me.
I was down in
And I mean, they were there for, it seemed like hours. It seemed like hours. But and Mom didn't get upset. She just slept through the whole thing. All these bees all over her. They're all over everybody. Nobody got stung. And before too long, another gust of wind came and just took them off.
Wow. Carol's the worst.
Part of the story, Mel went.
What?
Part of the story was also that everyone was really kind of rowdy that day, and the kids, the little kids particularly, were just, you know, hyper, and Dad made them sit down, and I heard Dad say, "Man, I love this." Everybody was quiet. Colleen was freaking out, and Dad was just in his glory. He was actually sad when the bees left. Nobody moved.
Nobody moved.
And they didn't. And Carol stayed in the
Nobody
bathroom
got
the whole
bit.
time. And she was as sick as a dog.
I got so seasick.
Yeah, that's fine. This is a tribute to Mother. That wasn't one of her finest hours. But I will say that afterwards we learned that Dad had said that shit was terrible. But of course he wouldn't admit it while we were eating it.
We ate cocoa every day. We made a bowl, a pot of oatmeal. We ate
Cream of wheat.
Cream of wheat. It was
Cream of wheat.
It was cream
Cream
of
of
cocoa
wheat.
in it though.
Well, one
Oh,
day
I'm
she
changing.
decides, and we're all complaining, so she decides to make cocoa wheat. And there was a commercial about cocoa wheat. Eat cocoa wheat. Regular straight cocoa in with the cream of wheat.
Unsweetened.
And served us up a big heaping bowl with butter and
Nicole, you know.
sugar sprinkled on top. It was so bad. And we ate it. Dad made us eat it. And before he had made us sit and eat it, and then he sat down and Mom gave him a bowl. We all watched. He took one bite of it, looked at all of us, and calmly. But it made Leo sick, and he threw up into his bowl. And Dad said, "You ain't gonna pull one of those. You eat it."
He did.
He did say it.
He said it. He didn't make me eat it. He did not make me eat it, but he said it. Scared me.
That was terrible. The only other thing I remember is we were on the boat and we were getting close to Put in Bay. Waves were horrendous, really high. The boat was tossing and turning, and Mom's down making breakfast or lunch. It was so bad we didn't even eat breakfast. We were all on the deck, and she had made these drop donuts. These we call them the submerged bombs. You know how you drop the dough in there?
Lead sinkers.
Lead sinkers and put the cinnamon and sugar and made some green Kool-Aid, lime Kool-Aid. And a big old pitcher of lime Kool-Aid in this huge bowl of donuts, and we all could smell them.
They were wonderful.
A big wave hit us, over went the donuts and the green Kool-Aid right on top of it. We lost one. Everybody was sick. The big old bowl of green stuff, and Mom swore, "That's it, I'll never get on this damn boat again as soon as it gets on dry land." Mom and Dad had to bribe her to get back there. Everybody was so upset.
Can I?
We had a neighbor named what was her name?
Barbara Lott.
Barbara Lott. And Billy Lott was somewhat of a shit ass, you know. And he was always cutting out and running around and everything. And Billy had left Barbara with several children. 3 big children?
4.
Four. All right. Anyways, Barbara and her were friends.
Man dashing.